Welcome to my view sets on this YouTube channel. This is a special time and transformation you are experiencing, and you will be better for having had gone through it.
For a long time in my life, I was very focused on learning how to control my reality, to have things be the way that I desired them to be. And it's actually a logical thing that we would do. Like, it actually makes sense when you look at human life that we would want to learn how to control our reality and circumstances better and have things the way we want them to be. Makes perfect sense. But what I've been learning just from my own personal experience and seeing the reflections of what I do in this world given back to me, it's like spending your entire life buying the nicest saddle, getting the nicest horseshoes installed on your horse, but not spending any time at all learning how to actually ride the horse. So we can spend our entire lives decking out our reality, trying to get all that stuff that we want for it. But the problem is that we aren't learning how to actually ride life. We're not learning how to ride the horse. Take actually a pretty good example. I'm in a car right now. It's like spending your entire life completely focused on getting like a Ferrari or Lamborghini, but never taking a single driving lesson, never learning how to drive. So you get it and you can't even drive it. So this is like the comedy of what a lot of I'd been doing in my life is. And I wanted to share it with you today because you might see some commonalities and hopefully learn from some of the mistakes that I've made. So maybe you don't have to make them for as long or as seriously as I have. The spiritual journey, we hear a lot that we need to go inward. And this is true. And the reason for this is because when we go inward, we actually learn how to ride the horse. That's where the learning comes from. That's where the true experience happens. And the joke is that when you learn how to ride your horse really well, you understand that you don't need a saddle or horseshoes to ride the horse. And the joke is that just from the experience of riding and really understanding what that is and how it works from that internal process, now life just gives you horseshoes and saddles because it's the next step. An example of this: when I was a teenager, I decided I wanted to learn how to play guitar. I begged my dad, give me that nice multi-$1,000 guitar. Look at that. And he said no. Here's a $150 guitar. Learn how to play it. Practice. Show that you can actually play guitar and care enough about it, and then we can upgrade you. And the fact is that life is like our parent. It has given birth to us. We have been birthed by life, birthed by the universe. And it's our parent. And your parent doesn't want to give you something that you can't handle or don't need or might even hinder you. And that's the truth. The fact is I practiced guitar every day and I got so good at it that ultimately at a certain point that $150 guitar actually held me back because I was such a good player that having a nicer guitar, those nuances and the sounds and the whammy bars and all the different things that come with a nicer guitar actually made sense because now I knew how to ride, I knew how to play. If he had started me off with that kind of instrument would have hindered me. It was too much for me. Life is this process of, in every single moment, giving us exactly what we need. Every single time. Now, just so everybody knows, I'm going to be driving a little bit, but I'm not on some highway, and I would not advocate anybody to like be on their phones or stuff like that while driving. I'm literally on a dirt road out here in the middle of nowhere, so that's my excuse. We've all got excuses, right? There's mine. So the point is, life in this moment is always giving us exactly what we need, exactly what we're ready for. And by our mastery of this moment, our learning to ride it, our journey of going inward, life will consistently give you more and more to match where you're at. So here's what happens to a lot of us. We do not like our current situation. We don't like the way we feel. We don't like what's going on, the challenges, whatever. Pick and name it. We've all got a list of things like that, right? So we are essentially against this moment. We are against life. And if you are against where you're at right now or what's going on in your circumstance, and you do what most people do, which is what I did, and you try to turn away from this moment by trying to change your situation and manifest a different reality for yourself, then you're missing the point. Because by being here in this moment and allowing this moment to be what it is, that is how you learn to play the guitar of life. That is how you learn to ride the horse. That's how you learn to drive the car. You see what I'm saying? So by being against this moment, you are literally against the universe. You're literally against yourself. When you are against this moment, you are against yourself. It is that simple. So stop. This is just my advice. Everybody's got advice, right? Take it or leave it. My advice is stop being so against the way things are and looking at life as how can I change my circumstance, and instead be here in this moment, be honest and authentic and present with everything you are right now in this moment, everything you're going through, everything that's being presented to you, and then life is the natural process of upgrading and expanding. So if you want the nicer saddle, if you want the horseshoes, if you want the Lamborghini, hey, no judgment from me. Seriously, no judgment. I get it, man. But we've been going about it the wrong way, because our parents aren't going to give us that upgraded instrument, right? Our parent, the universe, your true self isn't going to give you that upgraded instrument until you know how to play it. And we got to be honest right now. We're like kids. We're like preschoolers. We're like babies on this spiritual awakening path. And more power to us for that. Because if we're walking around acting like we're know-it-alls and we're masters and already know everything, then you're done. Because that means you're not open anymore. You're not open to expansion or learning. You might as well be dead. Death is rigid and knows everything. Life is a malleable, flexible process of learning and growth. So let's be who we are right now and allow this process of life to transform us and to help us to grow. Maybe the answer isn't to be angry about our capabilities on the guitar right now. Oh, I wish I could play this. I wish there was a bigger audience listening to me playing this, right? This is the kind of dialogue we have about ourselves in life. Instead of being like that, if we can admit this is where I'm at, this is my practice level, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be present with my current skill level, because by being present with my current skill level, and this is just a metaphor analogy, right? Then I will get better and better and better. And then a new guitar can enter my life that I'll finally be capable of understanding and playing and actually hitting those beautiful notes and making a beautiful song. And our life is a lot like music, and you and I are a lot like artists. It's like we've been given this blank canvas and this very special piece of time for however long you're alive in this body to paint our canvas and decorate our life whatever way we want. So maybe it's time for us to stop being against this moment. Maybe it's time for us to stop turning away from the way we feel or the challenges that we're encountering. Instead of trying to change the channel, our ability to be present with the channel we're currently on and what's happening is the God-sent gift. Until next video, much love to you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks.